Hey everyone, welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. I'm your girl Monica, along with my fabulous co-host, the inquisitive John Yates, the man with the master plan that gets the party started, DJ Richie Sky.
Hey,
the hilarious Amir Yes.
Hi y'all, what's up?
Hey. And the beautiful Monique Kelly won't be joining us today, but she'll be back tomorrow to recap The Real Housewives of New York. So today we are recapping The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10 Virtual Reunion, Part 2. And the girls are coming for Kyle. And finally, right? And per usual, going after and dragging Denise. And even Andy Cohen gets in on the action this time.
He sure did.
OMG.
A website called All About the Tea.
He told All About the Tea that during the fight,
Okay, y'all. So part 2 starts with Dorit putting her foot up Kyle's ass. The whole foot. Okay. I had totally forgot that everyone was mad at Kyle at the beginning of the season instead of Denise. I didn't remember that. Did you guys remember that?
Not at all.
I did not remember that at all.
You did?
Really?
Richie's like, I did.
Okay. Richie's aware, Hanny, with all those YouTube subscribers. She knows what's up.
I think that's part of the reason why Kyle rang up Brandi and said, look, girl, I need you to come on this show and spill the tea on Denise and her affair. Well, that's just part of the reason, right? She just part of it. That's just
sinister.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, Kyle's good for that kind of behavior, so I wouldn't put it past.
She is good for that kind of behavior. Oh God.
So in the beginning of the season, I had forgot that Kyle called all of them fake ass bitches for being annoyed with her, right? Kyle feels that she was under. She sure did. Kyle feels that she's under attack, this season. But the girls feel like they're just calling her out, especially Dorit. They show clips of Kyle mocking Dorit's IG poses.
That was hilarious, though. I mean,
at the party. And Kyle and Dorit's fashion show. Kyle says Dorit mocked her business, so she did the same. Kyle's like a bratty teen, like, nah, you started it, so I'm going to finish it. And someone calls Kyle out for her behavior. When someone calls Kyle out for her behavior, she automatically assumes they're not being genuine. She did the same thing with Garcelle. In her mind, she can't fathom people not liking her based off her character and her personality. Let's sound off.
She cannot take any criticism at all. And the moment someone says something about her behavior, and it's just feedback sometimes, she goes on the attack against them without ever bothering to really respond directly to the feedback that she's gotten.
Fact.
It's annoying. She did it with everybody on this reunion.
Amir, your thoughts?
And my thoughts, I will give you my thoughts, Monica. That is no problem. I was scrolling through Instagram and I realized that Kyle and Bethenny are not following each other anymore. So I think that maybe there's something happened between them. And Bethenny puts up with little to no bullshit. So I feel like Kyle is I think she's just really bought into her own celebrity, which is why I think, housewives need to be replaced every 3 years because they get caught up in their own, like, I'm somebody bullshit. And I think Kyle thinks she's somebody. And I'm just like, I'm kind of over it.
I'm over here nodding because you're so right. That's so, but they were close friends. They go way back in the day.
There was a comment on Instagram that I saw. I saved it. Okay. Bethenny tweeted, I haven't seen, but I've heard. I know I like Denise Richards. She should live her life, but she is on a reality show where someone's always winning and someone's losing. In the words of the wise prophet at Carolyn Manzo, if you hang out with trash, you start to smell like garbage.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wow, Bethenny went in.
Did you call her a prophet?
That's what you left with.
Is she okay?
That was the takeaway.
Is Bethenny okay? That was my takeaway. I'm like, is Bethenny okay? Somebody needs to check on her.
I know.
Okay.
No, I just think that it's interesting that she's providing that commentary from Carolyn about this situation. You know, so in my mind, I'm thinking, who is she referring to as garbage? Housewives franchise in general, or Brandi, or that cast?
Or even the whole storyline, Denise, Brandi sleeping together. I mean, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it, Bethenny. Like, I hate these kind of encrypted tweets. Like,
Mention it all.
I'm like, it's like, mention it all. Mention it all. Like, that's what I'm saying. Because when I have a fight with someone, I do this. I go on my Instagram story and I'm like, so-and-so didn't pay for the bill. And I'm petty, but I'm not on Bravo. Like, if you're on Bravo, you better say what you need to say. You say what you need to say. And I'm just so over these housewives because they have so many brands. They're making millions of dollars. I was bored the other night and I looked up all the net worth for all the RHONY housewives. Everyone is 10 million plus, like 35. Tinsley Mortimer, which we thought has no money to rub together, it has $35 million net worth. So these people are like rolling in it, and it's housewives. It's because of housewives. So that's all I have to say about that.
I agree, Amir. I mean, you're absolutely spot on. Stop with the subliminals. Stop with the cryptic messages. Just say what you mean what you say. You know, and especially Bethenny, she's a G. You know, she's real gangster. So I'm surprised she's doing these subliminal shots, and yeah. But I'm gonna, after this live, I will go back and read that tweet and dissect it because I want to know who she's talking about.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So then Kyle called out Denise. So, you know, Kyle called Denise a ragamuffin.
What does a ragamuffin mean? Like, it means you're just like a hot mess?
Yeah, like a sloppy.
Yeah,
you know.
sloppy.
Did you see the Monica versus Brandi versus on Instagram? Did you see that, Amir? Brandy's outfit is like a ragamuffin outfit, like that, like a hobo. You know,
She's Lord Farquaad. She's Lord Farquaad.
there you go. Yes, like a ragamuffin.
The accuracy of that statement.
A total hobo. So yeah, she said. She said that she was just surprised that that Denise was defending Dorit, and surprised that Rinna was saying Kyle doesn't defend her friends, and she was surprised that Dorit was also saying Kyle doesn't defend her friends. So she lashed out. Here we go with Kyle lashing out again. Dorit apologizes for making it seem like she was dogging Kyle's business. You know, I love Dorit's apologies.
She didn't give a wholehearted apology, though. Did anybody pick up on that? I was like, well, she wholeheartedly apologized to Sutton. Was this just a half-hearted apology to Kyle? Like, I was waiting for it.
And then the accent just really comes out. Kyle.
But Kyle didn't apologize to her.
Like her.
No, you peeped that also too, Richie, right?
Yeah, Kyle did not apologize.
No, Kyle was like, okay, whatever. You know. So Lisa Rinna addresses her daughter's eating disorder and Garcelle's comments regarding Rinna's Instagram dancing having any influence on Amelia's body issues. So the editors roll the clip of Rinna telling Amelia what Garcelle said, and Amelia saying, with all due respect, F off. Andy asks what Garcelle's reaction to Amelia's response is, and Garcelle hits him with, okay.
Whatever.
I was so happy that she didn't fall for that okie doke.
I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't feed into it. And she didn't feed into it. And I respect that. And, you know, I had an eating disorder myself, and I would never, I've been recovered for 10 years now. I would never blame my parents. I would never blame anyone else. It was something that I was dealing with, and it was something that was within me. And I think that, I love that Amelia was honest. She said, well, did it contribute a little bit? Yes, but it's not, I cannot blame one person for that. That's something that is within you. It's societal, it's social, and it doesn't help when you're on Instagram. I didn't have any social media at that time. So I respect the way that it all went down. And Garcelle was making a good point. She was just like, I'm just asking. And she said, I don't have a daughter. So I didn't think the way she did it was wrong. I just think that maybe it shouldn't have been done in a public setting. Maybe
it was
one-on-one.
It wasn't wrong. I agree with you because they didn't actually show the entire scene. You know, the entire scene was Garcelle opening up about her son's addictions and how sometimes them as parents feel responsible for their part in their children's issues. And so she was asking Rinna if she felt responsible in any way, shape, or form for Amelia's issues. Okay. And that part was cut out of the scene. And they actually showed it in a bonus clip online.
What? See, they always set you up with the okie doke, for real. And then here you go. You have Teddi jumping in, saying pretty much telling Garcelle that it was a low blow and it was an inappropriate topic to bring up in a lighthearted conversation. Girl, now after what you said, Richie, Teddi's full of shit, basically.
Completely.
Wow. Okay.
Well, so it wasn't lighthearted, but it wasn't lighthearted. It was a let's talk about everything and let's be open and let's put it on the table. Don't say that if you want to talk about the weather. Like, this is the thing that bothers me when people say, oh, it was lighthearted. Life is not lighthearted. Like, you can talk about Kardashians, but you can also talk about someone's depression in the same sentence. I hate when people say lighthearted. I think it's such a cop-out. If you want to watch lighthearted, watch a fucking Disney movie. Like, life is not lighthearted. So I think it's such a cop-out. And listen, you know me, I love Teddi. I'm team Teddi. But I felt like she went too far. Like, I don't agree with what she said. And I don't like them painting Garcelle in this way. She didn't pay back the money. She's now a shit starter. And she's the only Black woman on the cast. I'm like, I don't like the way this is all going down. I'm not a fan.
Teddi likes to shame people. She likes to shame people. You know, when she was trying to make Sutton feel bad in part 1, she's like, you would say that about a mother? And
Garcelle
is
an accountability coach.
Duh. Hey guys,
the last thing we need
an accountability coach. True.
Hey guys, let's check on our people. I want to know, teacups, who's in the building? Let's check on our folks.
Roll call, we got a mirror in the building. DJ Richie, Monique, John, and Monica.
It's the roll call, it's the roll call. Tune in and let us know what's up with y'all. We want to hear what you got to say. Who's on live with a mirror? DJ Richie, Monique, John, and Monica today. Who's on live with us right now? Tap in, drop an emoji if you know you about that action.
All right. Who do we have in the house today? Hey, Bernice, I see you. Angela.
Bernice.
Delvin, the moderator. What up? Jamal, I made you a moderator. Roberta. Hey, Roberta. D. Brown, the Texas realtor. Hey, Grandma Scary. Hey, Grandma Scary. It was so nice speaking with you last week. Rashonda. Hey, Rashonda. Thank you. Nicole, Jamal, Carly, Alicia, Mabel King. Hey, Mabel. The real Andy of Beverly Hills. Hi. Marsha, Gina, Bunny, Heidi Black, Lakeisha, Space D. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You could be anywhere today, but you're here with us, and we're so grateful. So thank you. All right, y'all. We're moving right along. So Lisa Rinna, so she addresses the whole eating issue with her daughter. Teddi jumps in. And then Andy asks Garcelle, does she have a response to Teddi's comment? And once again, Garcelle hits them with the cold shutdown. She's like, not at all.
I love her.
You could just see the disappointment on Teddi's face because I felt as though she wanted a moment.
She did,
course.
Totally.
Oh my God, Miss Null and Void, okay, Miss Nothingness. She needs to do something, right? And she knows that. She knows. I think Teddi knows her days at Bravo are numbered. And if she doesn't do something or bring something or have a moment, she's out the door. Do you guys want Teddi back? I don't.
No.
Is that a general?
I do.
Amir. Oh yeah, Amir. We're sorry.
I like Teddi. I mean, listen, Shan said she's over me and she sees me in a different way now that I said I'm Team Teddi. I don't know, something about her I just like. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm sorry, Shan, that you no longer love me, but I don't know. I just, again, I do agree with you guys with Garcelle. I feel like she's kind of taking it too far. It's not her. Like Dorinda says, you have no skin in the game. Like, just stay out of it. Like, so I do agree with that. I think she needs to stay out of it a little bit.
I'm sorry, Amir. I'm sorry. We just don't like Teddi that much.
Okay. No, it's okay. I'm not related to her. I'm not a, Mellencamp. It's fine.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? Like the audacity of Teddi to say that was a low blow, but she brought up Denise sleeping with Brandi in Rome. Like, was that in front of the whole group? Like, was that not a low blow?
She was not the one that should have delivered that news.
She was stuttering too.
Oh my gosh, she barely got through that.
She probably practiced.
Do you think it's her hormones? Do you think it's hormones for pregnancy? Again, I know I like her, so I sound like I'm making a case for her, but I feel like she was overwhelmed, tired, and pregnant. Lisa Rinna should have delivered that news to Denise right when she landed in Rome. She should have called the bitch and said, we know about Brandi, but we know Bravo is produced. So they prevented Lisa Rinna from calling Brandi. Denise. We know that. We know Bravo said there's no way you can call her.
That's right.
And I also feel like Teddi was put up to it. Like it had to be her.
Oh yeah. I think they actually went to Rinna first and asked her, did she want to do it? And I think Rinna's like, let me just take a back seat because I get so much backlash. You don't think so? I get so much backlash. Yeah, she said that.
She said it in her confessional. She's like, no, I'm not going to be the one to do it. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it.
Well, she didn't hear it though, right? So she didn't hear it. So I understood Lisa Rinna not wanting to do it. But Kyle, bitch, you were there. Why didn't Kyle do it?
Kyle does never.
Same reason.
She throws rocks and hides her hands. She already went to the producers with this. She's not going to be the one to deliver it on camera now. She's the one that called Brandi up and said, girl, I need you. We need you on the show. You have to expose this. So, I mean, she's done her part. She's probably said, listen, no. Kyle is the type that throws rocks and hides her hands. We all know this.
Her man hands? Those man hands that we saw? Did y'all see those man hands?
Oh my God, they were trending this week.
They were. Listen, I want to get to a level where my hands are trending. Like, that is next level.
For that reason.
I'll take anything. Richie, honey, you've seen me in the tabloids. I'll take anything. I don't care.
Oh my God. Her hands, her fingers too look like little dicks. It's like, oh my God. Ooh, I can't stand it.
I think that I'm being shady and Monica always takes it to the next level.
I can't stand to look at it.
Someone's saying ragamuffin hands. That's
a good one. That's a good one.
Sweet cookie. That's good.
Someone said, Monica, can we find out why Lisa Rinna hated Denise Richards so much? I don't like Andy Cohen anymore. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I'll make a few phone calls.
I don't think she hates her. I think Lisa she has a PhD. She's like Wendy. She has a PhD in being a housewife. She knows how to strategically maneuver herself to be the most relevant person at the center of all the drama every season. Why do you think Rinna comes back every season? It's more dependable than it depends. She's here every season.
Okay.
She, to me, reminds me of Tamara.
Yes, yes. These are professional housewives. They understand the dichotomy of being a housewife. And they take it to the next level. They perform. It's like lights, camera, action. Rinna gets it. And Andy Cohen loves her. Did you see how he was smiling at her and thanked her for dancing on the tables at his baby shower? Because he knows she made it a moment, right?
I love her.
Trending. Yeah, Andy Cohen loves her. She just does her job and it's not a problem. She's not a Denise, handing out cease and desist to production company and the house. Come on, girl. Stop it. She just took it so far, too far. You know, I'm not saying I'm not a Denise hater. I'm not team Denise. I'm not team Lisa. Listen, I'm not team nobody on this cast. And I like Garcelle a little bit. I do like Garcelle just a little bit, but Denise, in my opinion, took it too far. All she had to do was whip out her phone and show us that there was really no text messages between her and Brandi, if it was true that her and Brandi were really not friends. But no, instead, this is how she reacts. And
She does.
I think the problem is also too that you have when working actresses come on the show, I kind of feel like that's a problem because then they're going to want to protect their reputation so that they can get their next job. That's how I would.
Kenya. Right. Like Kenya Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
wrong.
That was shade.
No, but I feel like she did what a working professional would do in that situation. Okay, let's send the cease and desist letters. I need to continue to work on The Bold and Beautiful and these other gigs, and so I'm not going to be able to go there like the rest of these ladies do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, aren't soap operas becoming extinct? Honestly, to me, where it's at are these housewife shows in terms of acting nowadays. Rinna doesn't have a career anymore on soap operas because it's a dying, trend. It's just dying
But Denise is still doing movies.
Where? What kind of movies?
I just checked her IG the other day.
She's doing okay.
Well, she's doing the soap opera, right? Because she's doing the love scene with Aaron, right?
Yes, she's doing the soap opera, and she's also doing the. There's some other movies that she did overseas. I guess my thing is too. Also, it's like soap operas might be dying, but they're definitely more consistent overall, long term than a housewife role. Especially if you're not willing to give it your all and perform the way Lisa Rinna does.
But all
look at Eileen. Yeah.
True.
You're not going to come back because you're not fully leaning in. And I understand that people create these images, right, of being a certain way or being professional. And then you come on Housewives. And even if you're not throwing the drink or breaking the glass or being at the center of whatever Brandi licked her, CLIT, whatever it is, you're still around for that. So it makes you look bad by association, by proxy. Mm-hmm. You end up looking unprofessional by proxy. So I can understand why some people do this and they're like, I don't know. I'm going to leave or take a step back.
But aren't housewives gigs just another acting gig? Can't you just put that on your resume? It's an acting gig.
I think for Rinna, it's turned into that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, right, big time. But that's what I mean. If I was uncomfortable with the content, I would just tell producers it's all fake. I'm acting. It's not real. None of it's real. It's all fake. Oh my gosh. So anyway, Andy Cohen asked a fan question about Rinna taking the spotlight at her daughter's photo shoot and her naked pics. Did y'all see those naked pics that she posted online? What are your thoughts? Why did he ask that? Is he trying to make her look bad, maybe? I thought that was
that's a tough one.
I thought it was a shady kind of moment. But
really?
then she owned it because she was like, yes, I like the spotlight. My daughters know this. That came off the heels of the whole Garcelle comment and that kind of thing. And I just kind of felt like, these these editors are very, very shady. So does that mean something? Are they trying to tell us something? Maybe next season, who knows?
I don't know, but I do think that it needed to be addressed.
What are your thoughts on it? You think it's appropriate, inappropriate?
I thought it was fine. When I watched it, I thought it was fine. I mean, she is Lisa Rinna. If your mom's Demi Moore and she comes to your photo shoot, she's going to take over. I kind of give it, when you're this child of a celebrity, I think you kind of know your parents are going to take some center stage when they show up. So maybe you're okay with it. She seemed fine. I think Amelia seemed fine with her being there. That's what I think.
Okay.
Are we talking about appropriate about the dancing or her still in the spotlight at the shoot?
Both.
I think both.
And the naked pics online.
The dancing would be a little bit more appropriate if she could find the beat. I'm still on that. I haven't forgotten. I just think if you're going to do it, let's really be in sync.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not good. And then don't repost your Instagram on TikTok. Like, you need to do it on the app, like redo it, because it's like we can't see it right. So anyways, aside from giving her shade there, I think the naked pics are fine. I mean, her body looks sick. Those sunglasses were sick. And we've seen more of the Kardashians than we've seen of Lisa Rinna. Is it an age thing? Because if you look sick, you could be 75. Look at Elon Musk's mother. Hot as fuck.
You know what?
So
I agree with you. I think she looked great. Like, she has an amazing body. Her body is rocking. But then I go back to her daughter's body issues and that kind of thing. And then you kind of have to wonder, because she does push the envelope. She's always on Instagram, nearly naked or whatever. She just needs to be more conscious of it, you know? Yeah.
Right. But there's so many other people that are naked that are more Amelia's age. Like, again, when I did compare my body, I never compared my body to my parents' body. I was comparing my body to people my age or a little bit older. So I don't think Amelia is looking at her mom and going, my mom's skinny, so I need to be skinny. I've never heard, I could be wrong about off camera, but I've never heard Lisa say, don't eat that, or you need to not do, like, she's always trying to get her to eat. So that could be on camera, but I don't know. I don't see it.
I almost wonder if it's more of a comparison to like the Kylies and the Bellas. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the Bella Hadids, because they came from that whole space. Side note, did anybody else hear about one of the Hadid girls sort of admitting that Yolanda faked that Lyme disease stuff, that the family was faking it?
Ooh.
Okay, let's chat. So, okay, I've been saying that she's been faking it for years. Like, I have blogs on it, okay? Because I collected evidence along the way that kind of implicate that she was lying. She wasn't being 100% truthful. And I'm not saying she wasn't sick or something wasn't wrong with her, but it might have been some sort of Munchausen syndrome for real. So wait a minute, Richie, you're saying that one of her daughters came out and said that?
Oh my God, I thought I saved it. I'll have to go back and find it because I usually save these types of tweets. But anyway, from my recollection, I'm going to say allegedly, what I saw allegedly was that there was something about one of the girls had admitted that that none of the family's medical issues were real, and that it was used as a ploy to get out of the what do you call it? The prenup that she had with David Foster.
Okay, all right, y'all. I'm gonna post.
That was the allegation.
Well, and David also said himself. He said, "I didn't leave her when she was sick." He said that recently.
And he also implied that she really wasn't as sick and that she used that illness to get out of the prenup. Yeah, he also said that too. So, guys, after this live, I'm going to post a link down in the comments section. You can go read the blog because I posted this about 2 years ago. This is incredible. It's mind-blowing, Richie. I'm going to go hunt down that tweet. Oh, my God.
I got to find it. I'm going to find it.
That's mind-blowing to me. That is absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, y'all. So,
Teddi, on your face.
I know.
I'm just soaking it all up.
Like, when we were interviewing Marty, your face was like I was dying.
Monica, I just DM'd it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look. So Teddi gives us an update on her baby Dove's condition. She has lamboid craniosis. She also.
I couldn't figure out what the issue was. I was like, when she explained it, it was hard to understand. Is it like the back of the head? I was confused.
Something like that. I really don't know either. But, you know, it's just sad. Anytime a child's sick, everyone just, their guards are put the guards down. She also shared that her 7-year-old daughter pulled through an accident where the tip of her finger was severed. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough having children during quarantine. You got to watch them at all times. That's crazy.
I know you weren't trying to be funny, but that's funny the way you said that.
I feel like I'm dog sitting right now, and like even just the dog, I'm constantly watching everything he does. I'm like, ugh, it's exhausting.
That's the truth.
What kind of dog is it? I forgot. You were dog sitting.
He just fell asleep. He did not want to have his camera moment. He's a like Frenchie. It's a Frenchie mix. He's so cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
he's really
blind
cute.
item, Richie. Okay. Let me see. It's a blind item, and I think the site that
But
okay.
they put her name at the bottom.
All right, I'm gonna check it out later. Okay, so it's a blind item. All right, I'll check that out. Okay, so now Denise is in the hot seat, y'all. Denise is back in the hot seat, and clips are shown of Brandi telling the girls what Denise said about them and the details of their sexual affair, Brandi and all this stuff, and the drama in Rome and Rinna confronting Denise about it and the cease and desist at Denise's homes. What stood out to me in this montage is Denise saying, if they ask me to pull out text messages from Brandi, I'll expose texts from Rinna and Kyle. Girl, why? You didn't sleep with Brandi, and you sent Brandi the cease and desist as well as the entire cast. And basically a cease and desist, for people that don't know, is that telling you to shut up and stop speaking about something. It's not trying to make you speak about it, right? It's just
They had to explain that during the thing. I was like, who thought that's what it was?
Well, because that's what
like,
Denise
what the hell?
said. Denise said, I sent her the cease and desist so she can talk about it. And they're like, no, it's so she can't.
No, sweetie. No.
If you're honest and you said you didn't sleep with Brandi or you weren't friends with Brandi, why not pull out your phone and just let's see, right? Well, I don't
You know
understand.
why she doesn't know what it is, Monica? Because Aaron sent it. Aaron sent the cease and desist.
Oh.
Brandi is not doing anything. That's the thing. Brandi is controlled by Aaron. Aaron wanted to be on the show. Aaron wanted the limelight. Aaron is like Michael Darby. They want that attention. They don't care about their wife or how they look. They want to be the center of attention.
I believe
So,
that. I think
stay
Aaron
away
is
from
very
men like
controlling. I think he wants to be in the limelight, like you said. He filmed quite a few scenes, right, before we stopped seeing him. And it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if he's the one that sent it. Because I'm like, you don't know, girl, you don't know what a cease and desist is. Huh?
Girl, the name is in it. Cease means to stop. Like,
Exactly.
it's like
And desist, stay away, So I don't know. I don't know. It's just, she just needs to come clean. I personally feel Denise is lying, and I know a lot of people don't. But again, had she just come out and said, okay, it happened, so what, moved on, none of this stuff would have happened afterwards. She's the one making this like this bigger than life, larger than life thing. Brandi probably would have only filmed one time, and that would have been it, had she admitted to it.
Denise gave her diamond right to Brandi by acknowledging it, by bringing it up, by giving it life, by giving it legs. She literally just handed her diamond over to Brandi. I mean, it was a dumb move.
I agree that something probably happened, but I also think that there's no way on God's green earth that I would ever confess to having any type of relation or interaction or touch of the hand with Brandi Glanville at all.
I absolutely
I would
agree.
deny it until the day that I left this earth, okay? And then I would have just answered it, because no is a complete sentence, and I would have just stopped there. That never happened.
Like Garcelle, just be like, I have nothing to say about it. I have nothing to say about it.
And I
it
would
didn't
never
happen.
bring it up again.
And every time they brought it up, you would just leave the room.
I would leave the room.
But
Okay,
didn't
exactly.
Denise already do that though? Like she said no, and then Denise wasn't the one bringing it up in dinners and everything else. It was everybody else kept bringing it back up, and then Denise.
No, she brought it up the next night. No, John, you're wrong. The next night she brought it up and said, Brandi slept with two of you at this table.
This
she
to
made
me
it worse.
was the
That was the
critical
worst
error.
thing she did.
That was a critical error right there.
No, she brought it up at the dinner at the second night.
She sure did. She
came with the receipt. Like so
pretty much. Yeah. And Rinna was right. Like, okay, you didn't sleep with Brandi, you denied it. Why didn't you call Brandi right then and there in Rome and say, what are you telling these women? Right? Speakerphone. Brandi, what's the deal? What's up? You and I never slept together. Why are you lying to these women? No, but instead, I'm very married. We got all that.
When that first came out, though, at the restaurant, and like they're like, "Well, did Garcelle ask Denise, did you sleep with Brandi?" And Denise is like, "No." You know, like that wasn't like a reaction I would have taken if I was like, "Oh my God, no." You know, she was like, "No." You know, like that's.
And she looked like she was gonna cry. She looked like she was gonna cry. But what do you love about Denise? She's a liar.
What do you love about Teddi?
Like,
the end.
Okay. I like a lot of things about Teddi. She has so much money. She bought a new house, accountability coach. I love the pink hair. I love her, successful dad. I love, Jack and Jill. Listen, there's a lot with
Denise. Lies, confusion, deceit, mystery, weird husband. We get it all with her.
Yeah, seriously. And that makes a show.
That's true. Denise.
That is true.
That's true.
Fair enough. And someone was on Watch What Happens Live. I forgot. Z-Way was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said, "I'm not Team Brandi. I'm not Team Denise. I'm Team the viewer because we get to enjoy all the drama."
But Z-Way was also tweeting about like how she's Team Denise. I don't know if anybody caught that.
She was. You could tell she was Team Denise.
And was anybody else popping Dramamine when Z-Way's shots were on? Because it was like her.
What was going on with her camera? I was like, I had to stop watching it.
I was like, girl, if you're gonna be on Watch What Happens Live, I'm gonna need you to get a webcam.
Oh, for real. Invest in a camera.
Absolutely. It was like being in Cartagena on that boat. I was like,
oh my God. Okay, so Beatrice says, I think it was Rinna and Carlton who Brandi slept with. Girl,
Rinna was the first one on my mind.
Brandi did not sleep with anyone on that cast besides Denise. Case closed.
Who's Carlton?
I have no.
You don't remember Carlton?
Carlton was a witch. She was a witch
season.
from like season 4 or something.
Now that I can see happening.
Those one-off humans, you can't.
But yeah, come on now. We all know. And that's another point. The next night, Denise comes back to the table with a brand new lie. And they're all like, it just really pissed people off. Don't insult people's intelligence like that. They know Brandi did not say she slept with anyone else in that group. And Brandi even said it on Watch What Happens Live last night. So it's like one lie after the next, and it snowballed into what we have today, a shit show.
Absolutely.
You know what's so crazy though? I'm still Team Denise.
What?
Are you?
But that shouldn't come as a shock to anybody.
Why? I don't understand. She's like, aside from how we feel about Brandi, you have to look at body language. She looked so calm in the interview. She's not twitchy. She's not like, her eyes aren't bloodshot. She like, if you compare the way Denise was and the way that Brandi was so comfortable. And I understand you can rehearse that stuff. You can get media trained to look like, but again, I understand she has something to gain by lying on Denise. But the way Denise handled it, even if it was a lie, she looks shady. Like she looks wrong.
Thank you, Amir.
But I'm still of the mindset that regardless of whether or not, even when Andy asked Brandi, well, why did you do this? And she's like, well, you're on a reality show. Whatever you do is going to come to light. And it's like, no, girl, that's not the way this works. To me, while the audience, listen, as a viewer, while Brandi may be telling the truth, we have to look at what she's telling the truth about and why she's doing it. Okay, so 2 things. It's trashy to go on national television and make a storyline out of the fact that you slept with somebody. And then 2, because nobody else should know that information. It wasn't a storyline. You weren't even on the show that much that season, but one time. And it's because of the girl that you're claiming that you slept with, that you were actually there. And then why are you doing it? Obviously, it's to get screen time and to make your way back onto this show. That's why I think most of the viewers, even though we believe that Denise is lying, we are still Team Denise because what Brandi did was just trashy.
Right. I agree with you, Richie, but why did she do it? I think she probably tried to reach out to Denise. Maybe she wanted to like have one more pass at her, and she like, and maybe she's butthurt, so she's reacting.
You got curved, girl.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Like at that point, it's like, let it go.
I've never been Team Brandi. I'm Team Teddi, remember? So I don't even have skin in this game. Thanks,
Brandi's boat.
Hey guys, we got a super chat. I just want to acknowledge Jean. Thank you so much for the $5. I want to see the text between Denise and Rinna. Love Monica, Amir, John, and Richie. We love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Richie. You mentioned the words sleazy, motive, pretty much in the same sentence with Brandi. Brandi's sleazy. That's what she does, right? Like, would you not?
He said trashy. He said trashy.
Yeah, and trashy. Would you not expect her to not come on and do something of this? That's what she does. Motive, she's broke. After that lawsuit, the Fishy Cooter lawsuit, she was on Twitter every day crying and complaining about going broke and the lawyer fees. And then she doesn't have the housewife's salary anymore. She has 2 sons to raise. Shit, I would probably be on TV talking about that stuff too for a paycheck if I was in Brandi's shoes. So, and Brandi's also desperate to get back on the show. She loves fame and all these kinds of things. So those are the motives. I think when Denise probably acted like she didn't know her anymore or didn't respond to all of her text messages. And then you have Kyle talking about, I can get you back on the show. I can get
you know it.
I know, girl. Yeah.
Because getting her back on the show was as graceful as, like, I don't even know, like a newborn deer on a freaking ice. Like, I mean, give me a break. Like, oh, she's outside. Can she come in? Oh, but we're going to dinner. Can she come in? Give me a break. Like,
I know, right?
She was Mike from the jump. Like,
well, like that, and like, you know, feeding off that, like they would all be out to dinner, and like then Brandi, oh, I was just in your bathroom nearby, and like, you know, I had no idea you guys were filming. I was just happened to be in this bathroom right off the hallway here.
With my mall ponytail.
Exactly. We're smarter now. We're not going to fall for the hills in 2008 when people would run into each other at restaurants. We're not falling for the audience is so much effing smarter. So I hate when the producers dumb stuff down for us. It actually is insulting to our intelligence as Bravo-holics. I'm like, we know what you're doing. Stop treating us like an idiot. Just be like, Brandi's coming to drop some freaking tea. Like, don't make it seem like Kim brought her along, and it's just so fake. It just bothers me.
They might as well just put up cue cards on the screen, just giving us a little background, you know, at this point. Stop insulting our intelligence. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Andy asked Denise about the text messages from Brandi. Brandi has a year's worth of text. See, I would never send Brandi a text message. She's one of those people that don't delete anything. She puts it in an archive. She calls up, you know, those companies that come and pick up your files for you and keep it in storage. That's Brandi. She prints them out. She has the storage company comes and collects them in bins. So she has years worth of text messages from Denise.
Crazy.
Denise is like, she's doubling down. She's like, I swear Brandi is not my friend. Then Shady Andy reminds Denise that at BravoCon, she said that she was good friends with Brandi.
Wait, can I pause y'all right there?
Yeah.
This is the part that angered me a little bit. And listen, I just feel like if Andy's gonna do that, he has to tell it straight. There's a difference between what Denise said and what he said. Denise said at BravoCon that they were friendly, okay? Friendly, acquaintance style. You know what I'm saying? And he said that she said that they were friends. So the rest of the ladies just ran with what he said, even though the clip clearly showed us that she said, we're still friendly.
Go on and have
but
your
she's denying knowing her. But she's denying knowing her. Like,
she denying knowing her.
She said they're not
pretty much
friends.
did.
She said they're not friends.
They're not friends. That's not friendly. Friendly is like,
yeah, they're not friends now.
Oh, right. Okay.
Go on and have your girl back, Richie. We know
y'all are just gonna defend her.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Y'all,
Listen. This is what type of friend I am. I'm a defend.
You drank the Kool-Aid, honey, and you have diabetes. You drank the Kool-Aid and you have diabetes. So enjoy. I just can't.
I know. Hey guys, we got another super chat. Thank you, April, for the $5. She said,
shady
if
April,
Denise could read.
Oh, April, That's great.
If Denise could read, she would have had LeAnn Rimes playing in the background during the reunion break. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So shady.
That's really, really
so
good.
So shady. Wow.
Andy is a mess. I agree. He is just very, very messy. And he's clearly
that's
not
his job. That's his job.
I know. And he's
that's
clearly
his job.
not
He's hired
Denise,
to be messy.
right? He's not. I think Denise kind of severed that relationship when she sent those cease and desist. Yeah. Networks, executives, it's like, ugh, that's it. You're done. Yeah.
They don't like that. It's like when Carol called Andy full of shit and she did not come back next season.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy's a sensitive little bean, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah. He don't like that.
Yeah. I burned that bridge.
Oh yeah. Burned it totally. So Denise finally gets an attitude and she's like, Andy, are you trying to discredit me? That's not cool. Andy's like, girl, I'm just doing my job. I'm not taking any sides in this fight. And then he is just doing his job. What is she talking about? Girl, you're on tape saying that you are friends with Brandi or you're friendly or whatever you said. You mentioned the word friend, right? As it relates to Brandi. So which is it? I don't know, Denise. I want to be Team Denise, y'all, but I just can't. It's just too much. Team too much. So Erika and Rinna are not playing with Denise. They're not playing games with her. You know, they're like, enough's enough. And they want answers. Are you and Denise, are you and Brandi friends? And where is Brandi? You know, Rinna starts to go off. They're like, why is Brandi not in the Zoom? Where is she? They go off. And
she was in the green room. She was in the waiting area. No, I'm just joking. Just joking.
They go.
She was at home where she needed to be.
There you go.
Rinna starts saying this is bullshit, you know, and going off. And then Erika joins in, and they're like, Brandi should have been here. And even Andy's like, yeah, she's part of this discussion. She should have been here. And Denise is like, no, she shouldn't. Why should she be here? Like she's as if we have a whole season, a storyline of, you know, Denise versus Brandi. She's looking around the room like, what are you guys talking about? No, she shouldn't.
I was here for it. The girls, listen, Brandi, you're not even being paid. You sold your soul for not one paycheck, okay? Wow. Whoever dangled this carrot in front of you, then you would have gotten a whole dress for the reunion, gotten your makeup done for free, came out your pocket. You're losing money on this.
Didn't Andy say like that the reason why he didn't bring Brandi on because like it was just a one question or something to that effect that like
he said what more
on the show and
he was like what more could she add?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, he said once she said that she licked the CLIT at at the baby shower, Teddi's baby shower, that was pretty much summed up the whole conversation and there was no more to add to it. Basically,
I forgot that was at a baby shower. How inappropriate. My God. Okay.
I know. But we are talking about Brandi here. But I mean, basically, Andy and Rinna, they just wanted Denise to admit that she sent Brandi the cease and desist, basically. You know, just come out and say it. You know, don't act like I don't know. And why should she be here? It's just too much. I think they're all over it, basically.
Well, let's talk about lighthearted. So Brandi could say that at a baby shower, but then Garcelle can't say that at the dinner about the weight. I mean,
double standard.
Well, there's a double standard. Well, there is a definite double standard when the ladies start trying to take someone down. I think all bets are off, right? One season it was Lisa Vanderpump, then it was like kind of Rinna for a second, and then it's now, you know, like it ebbs and flows. So
absolutely. So Andy tries to quiet everyone down, and you know, again, he tells them, look, he makes up an excuse for Brandi not being there, and I guess it's the politically correct statements that the people at Bravo gave him that there was nowhere else to go with this. We've kind of heard enough. And what more can be said to the conversation? I think there's a lot more that can be said to the conversation, Andy. We could have had Brandi there. She could have pulled out her phone again, and we could have seen those text messages right at the reunion.
But
What are your
Denise already
thoughts?
said they were doctored, though.
Well, why didn't she show us her
Remember?
phone?
But it doesn't matter because she's saying that like she uses an app to make the text messages. So even if we saw it from Brandi's phone, a lot of people, Team Denise people,
But why didn't we see it directly from
would
Denise's
believe
phone?
that she is.
What I
not
meant was,
lying.
why didn't we see it directly from Denise's phone? Why couldn't she say,
Oh,
"Look,
I see what you're saying.
look, here's my phone, and here's the conversations
Mm-hmm.
we had." And if Denise had any damn sense in her head, she should have downloaded the fake app too and created fake messages.
That would have been smart. That would have been smart. But she had a stack of papers, Monica. What were the stack of papers in her hand? Because she had a stack of papers.
She said those were her lines for Bold and the Beautiful.
That's what she said. Oh,
Girl.
That's what she said. Oh, I swear to you, she said it on her Instagram. She mistakenly thought that she could review her lines during the breaks. I kid you not, it was on Instagram. I saw it.
I believe you. I'm not mad about that. I'm mad that like there's no Drop Dead Gorgeous 2, and I'm just waiting for that. And that's all I need from Denise Richards. Denise fucking Richards.
Okay, so Richie sent me this, and it came from a T page on Instagram. It's the Real Housewives. Shout out to the Real Housewives of BH on Instagram. So this was a screenshot from last night at the reunion, and I guess that's part of the text message where someone sent someone their boobs. I'm assuming these are Denise's boobs that were sent to Brandi.
That's a pink top. Is it at the reunion she sent it?
Well, so I don't know if you guys remembered this, but when they did a quick pan of the text messages, I actually think I saw this at that point too. But I think it's also because Brandi said that Denise wanted to see her boobs because she wanted to see her implants. That's how she said they ended up kissing and making out the first night when they got together after they filmed last season.
Nothing like a good boob job, honey. Let me tell you, nothing like a good boob job. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a very lazy photo. Like, you better commit, take the shirt off. That is lazy. That's lazy, and I'm not here for it. But I believe that there was something between them, whether it was a flirtation, whether it was her to get away from, being under Aaron's thumb. I don't know what it was, but like Brandi was something significant in her life, and she has moved on. And just for Brandi's sake, I'm like, girl, stop holding on to people. First it was Eddie and then Leanne, and it's always like, just live your own life. Like, date someone from Bachelor in Paradise, give us a moment, and move on. Like,
or get an OnlyFans.
Exactly.
I would subscribe.
Doesn't she have one? I'm surprised she doesn't have one already.
Sonia Morgan has one. If
she's in need of money, she should go there.
Sonia Morgan has one? Oh, God, no.
But she doesn't show anything. It's just behind the scenes stuff. It's like behind the scenes stuff and like fan stuff. Like, she's not going to show her boobs, according to her. Yeah.
Okay. Orphic, thank you so much for the $5. We appreciate that super chat. Orphic says, am I not friends with my Grin Doctor hookups either? I am friendly with them. I think Denise had her lawyers with her, giving her cues on what to say. That wouldn't.
Wait, during the reunion?
Yeah, off on the side. Yeah, because they were home.
Oh, okay.
It was a Zoom meeting. It wouldn't shock me if they were holding up cue cards, but she didn't really. I don't think she.
How was she reading the cue cards when her eyelashes were as long as a freaking camel's? Give me a break. How was she reading the cue cards? Her eyelashes were like this, and then it was red eyes. Like, I mean, it was insane.
Angela Thomason, thank you so much for the super chat for the $20. She says, Brandi is like dried up sponge on someone's kitchen sink. Ooh. Thirsty as hell. Sky Squad in the building.
You heard it. You heard it.
Not a sponge. Oh my God.
A dry sponge.
Okay, so Brooklyn
Didn't Rinna make a sponge reference to this season? There was some sponge reference this season.
I think you're right. So Brooklyn Star says Brandi's behavior was borderline harassing, and that leads me to talk about Denise. because Denise said the same thing. She said Brandi sent her inappropriate stuff and Brandi had been harassing her. Do y'all believe that?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like she's harassing her publicly and all on, like, remember back in the fall when this whole thing blew up? Brandi was just nonstop talking about it. It's like, if, you know, even if we did hook up, shut up about it.
Good point.
I'm trying to forget.
She tweeted it. She tweeted it.
She was tweeting.
Do you remember the catchphrase, the tagline?
They were kind of like threatening.
Denise asked for a tagline. Remember that? Do you remember that, Monica, when she asked for a tagline?
That's right.
That was messed up. Like, it was lighthearted. It was like fun. And Brandi made it so nefarious by being like, why don't you? And then it's like all these articles and the show still hasn't come out. It was just, it's a little low hanging fruit, but what are you going to do?
That's true. Yeah. Brandi was borderline harassing. I do agree with that. Taunting is more what I can say, because going online and what did she say? Because Denise tweeted, I'm looking for a tagline suggestions, and Brandi responded with blah, 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 and I lick, the P. It's like, stop. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't do that.
It was funny, but it was messed up. These are people's real lives. Like, what if she got divorced and she has a special needs daughter with her husband? Like, it's a lot of stuff to think about. And like, sometimes we forget these people have real lives. When Bethenny's, fiance dies on the show, this is not like a show that then ends when the credits roll. These are people's lives.
That's true.
Like, they lose people. They have affairs. I think sometimes we talk about it kind of irreverently, which is fine because it's fun. But like, we have to remember these are real people's lives. Yes, they sign up for it, but I don't think you need to sell your soul for $4 million.
And I think also too, that's why I hate what Brandi did so much.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because it could have went in a totally different direction. And as crazy as Aaron seems, in my opinion, and the way Denise reacted to it, I'm a very married woman, and all the cover up and all the lies. Who knows what really happens behind closed doors and why she was so scared for this to, evolve or come out. And she was like, bravo, bravo, hoping they wouldn't air it. And they're like, girl, bye. This is all we got. This is it.
But does anyone think Brandi ever came off looking good from the start when she was tweeting before before the show aired to her coming with Kim Richards and telling Teddi and Kyle about that and just dragging it every single way she could. Doesn't that just scream harassment right there? Like, she made sure that she addressed it every way possible and probably not the best lights. I just don't, I don't get it. I don't know. Go Denise.
Bravo likes the harassment story. Like, they had it on Shahs of Sunset. They have it on Housewives. They like this harassing text messages and it kind of titter-totters on sexual harassment, but it's never quite all the way over the edge. And it's still harassing. And I'm happy that Denise mentioned that. It was the most important thing I think she's mentioned in the 2 parts that we've seen so far, the reunion, her mentioning it's harassment. It's the only time where she feels human to me, personally.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I go back to what really goes on behind closed doors, because Denise really just seems like, no. Because if you have an open marriage, why is this a big deal? Why, So, yeah. I just hope everything's okay. And like you said, you never know. DJ Richie said, this could lead to a real life tragedy. We need to be careful and tread lightly. But Bravo don't care about people. They exploit those women for a big check. And, these women don't mind being exploited, clearly, because they take the check and they show up and do the job. But at the same time, it's real people, real lives. And we don't want to see anything bad happen to them. Right?
Exactly. Can I take a second to just say my little side note about Erika Jayne? This is why Erika Jayne pisses me off. Because I feel like the other women come on the show, they expose their drama, they bring all their skeletons out of the closet, and she gives us glam and couture Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't care about Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't watch the show for couture. I can't afford that shit, and I watch it because I want to see real people's lives. And it's irritating to me because even Sutton, even though she doesn't have a diamond, she still let us in somewhat. Even though we see the couture, we see all that. She had that moment in the dressing room. She gets involved. She's at the reunion. I'm just frustrated with Erika Jayne. I'm like, can we just no more? We don't need to bring her back. If she wants a show to have a PSA, then get a better publicist. You don't need to have a show to do that. And I know
So
her publicist.
brave.
You could get better, honey.
Ooh,
That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents.
Child, Amir, don't get us in trouble now.
No, we won't. It's fine. He's harmless.
But no, I agree with you. She brings absolutely nothing. What I want to see are the husband's lawsuits. I want to see that stuff. Let's see real life things from you. Like you said, the couture, the private jets that we know you can't afford because your husband's funneling money from fraudulent loans to cater to your lifestyle. I want to see that stuff. I'm just tired of it too. I'm tired of it. You're right. Same thing with Kyle Richards. I want to see the real deal. I want to see the agency, shutting its doors in its Hollywood location, etc. I want to see real life things, not all this fake fluffy stuff. It's just nonsense. Totally agree with you, Amir. Spot on. Yep. So Dorit backs up Denise and she goes, you're right. You are being harassed. But she also tells her the problem is that Denise said that Brandi told her that Brandi had slept with some women in the group and she won't name names. So that's the problem that, Dorit has with Denise. Sound off, Richie. I can tell you have something to say.
Yeah, I mean, I just agree with Dorit on that part. It's like you want to defend Denise, but she doesn't make the best moves. So, that whole line about how, Brandi has said that she slept with somebody else, it just didn't even come across as believable because she said it the next night. It was almost like she concocted the story in her hotel room that night and decided to bring it to the group, but nobody fell for it. So it's kind of like, she should have just stopped at, no, this never happened, and I'll let my lawyers deal with it. End of story.
Absolutely, I agree. But she took it there. She couldn't stop. The next day, making up this obvious lie, right? Okay, do y'all remember Garcelle saying if Denise quits that she was leaving too? Do you think she'll still do it?
Yes.
Yeah, because she's going to go to the Real. She's busy.
You think so, Richie?
Honestly, I wouldn't blame her, and I would leave too. She doesn't have any real connections with the group outside of Denise at this point, and she's not cool with Lisa Rinna anymore. And I don't see that relationship going anywhere, nor would I want it to if I was Garcelle. I would just go ahead and move on to the Real and do my thing over there.
Exactly. Facts. Speak on it.
I love watching Garcelle and Denise together. I felt like their friendship was like one of the only few genuine friendships across all Housewives franchises. I agree. As a pair.
Agreed.
Like I told y'all earlier, I really have no favorites on this show, but I will say out of the entire group, I like Garcelle the most because she's bringing real life things to the group. And I like her subtle shade. For instance, the Rinna thing and the dancing on Instagram. None of those women would ever mention something like that. Never. And that was like one of the realest moments. Yeah. This is a really nice comment. I just wanted to share it with you guys. It's from 37 on. To me, you guys are more interesting than the Housewives. No shade, just truth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a nice compliment. I like that. I really like that. I wanted to piggyback off of what you said, Monica, about Garcelle. I recently heard a couple days ago, she has an Instagram where literally I think it has like 2,000 followers, but she engages with fans on it. So you can message her, you can DM her. She posts pictures of beauty and etc. And it's really sweet that, a public figure like her would take the time to have a separate account that's public. It's not like a Finsta to interact with her fans. I was like, that's very sweet.
Oh, that is. I got to check that out. Definitely. That sounds good. I like that's again, to my point in what you're saying. It just proves that she's a real person. She's down to earth. Unlike, I can't say the same for the others on the cast. I can't. I can't. So Teddi joins in because Teddi has to, she has to have a moment. And she says it's because Denise would never be upfront with Brandi, just like she won't be upfront with her about not liking her. And Garcelle, bless her heart, she jumps in and said, well, she already told you she didn't like you. That was funny. Oops. And then Teddi scoffed. She's like, oh, yeah, behind my back, not to my face. And then Garcelle again with the zingers. She goes, well, that's what most people do.
That's what everyone does.
April, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the $5. She says, Monica, Amir, Richie, and John, What do you guys, what would be y'all's tagline?
Who's going first?
Let's think about it. Next week, let's come back with some taglines, y'all.
Okay.
Let's think about it. Yeah. All right. Love
I
you
had
guys.
one ready, but we can do it next week.
Yeah, Richie's thinking. He's look at Richie. When he
I
starts
had
playing,
one ready.
I have one in my head.
save it
But I
for
can
next
wait.
week. Let's wait till
Okay,
Monique's
okay,
here and we'll all say
Okay,
it.
got it.
Love you guys from Scotland. We love you too. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Yep. So Denise denies saying this, and then a clip is shown of Denise saying that she actually said worse things.
Yo, that makes me that sends me every single time they play that.
I know, for real. Like I on the floor laughing, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. Same.
But then Denise, you see that, and Denise like to Teddi goes, well, I didn't say anything. To go, well, we just heard you say it. She goes, no, I didn't. They just played the clip, and she goes, I said worse things about Teddi, and like it was bad. It was a bad moment for Denise right there. That like
It was not good. It was
Denise,
not
you're making
good.
it
It was
so
like a
hard to
Trump
defend you.
supporter.
As it is.
It's like a Trump
God.
supporter.
And
You
then,
show
like,
them the proof,
that's
and they're like,
right.
"No, he's a great president." It's like, yeah, that's kind of what the vibe was. Not a good vibe.
No comment, y'all. I'm not going there with that political stuff. I get beat up. I mean, over what did I tweet? There was a something happened. It was something political recently. It was a story. Oh, about what's her face from New York, Leah, right?
Ramona? Oh,
No, Leah
yeah.
actually being a Trump supporter. And basically that's what the headline indicated, that Leah is a Trump supporter or whatever. And she's Me Too, supports Me Too. And let me tell y'all, I got beat up by everyone. It's like, what? I like her even more now. I'm glad she's a Trump supporter. Listen, let me just make it very clear to most people. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not going to tell you my political stance, but God bless you if you like Trump. God bless you if you don't, or if you're voting for Biden. I don't care. I don't get involved in the political stuff. I just don't do it because it's just
smart.
It just gets so ugly. Like, ugh, God,
Messy. It's messy from both sides. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all the way around messy, and both sides are messy. That's the thing that people don't even get. But anyway, I digress. So that pretty much wraps up the episode. You know, Denise gets caught being a liar because, you know, Andy and the producers don't like her and they want to prove that she is a liar somehow, which we all know, but stop beating up on the girl already. Leave her alone. It's just too much. I can see why she left, you know? There's only so much a person can take after a while. And this season was a lot for her. Denise, I don't think Denise really understood the magnitude and how low down and dirty this game is.
But don't
right?
you think like Denise also is like, you know, she had her own reality show, like what was it on E or however many years ago? And, you know, it was just about her and her family. And she, you know, it was her show. And like now she's kind of in the back of her head, maybe she's like, you know, oh, I can't say bravo, bravo, bravo. And I don't want this aired. And like, and it's probably like a way different animal for Denise.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to revamp her bad girl image. Like a lot of people have been saying that, like she's trying to revamp her image. And I think she tried to do it, but I think that ended up backfiring a little bit.
Yeah, she's trying to run away from it instead of embracing it and saying the past is the past. And I still get down like that from time to time. It's okay. I get in the gutter with people like
you gotta own it.
Yeah, I mean,
own it.
Exactly.
Lisa Rinna said own it. Like if someone came to me and they were like, you did this X, Y, and Z sexually, I'd be like, yes, anything else? Like you don't give it legs. Like when you're a hoe, you're a hoe. Who cares?
Exactly. Amir,
lie and deny.
Amir, I'm not going to say you would know, but you know,
I do know.
You know.
I do know. I'll say it. I do know.
Amir knows. Take it from Amir. He knows. If you're a hoe, just embrace it, accept it, and just, you know, let it flow. And that way, no one can spill your tea. It's out there already, and there's nothing they can, you know, do or say to embarrass you. I agree with that. So
and nobody can expose you. That's it.
No one can spill your tea.
Like Denise. Exactly. And Denise had so much going. And even when Kyle asked, did anyone sleep with Brandi? We saw Denise's hand go up a little bit in the corner. I don't know if you guys caught that, but her hand went up. So she kind of raised her hand a little bit. So,
did she really?
I mean, listen, maybe she's trying to maybe she just needs help. Like she just wants someone to come to her and be like, okay, Denise, tell us your story and be done with it. Like, you did it. We'll forgive you. Moving on.
Right.
Remember that clip that we saw in the trailer, though, where the producer asked, and she's sitting down, like right at the end of the trailer at the beginning of the season. They said, so are you ready to talk about all of this? And she gives that little, like, wild things smirk. Y'all don't remember that? Like, we never saw that moment in the season.
What happened to that? What happened to that
No,
scene?
what happened to that?
It got Bravo.
They cut
Bravo.
that scene.
Right
They
out.
cut a
There
lot
you
of
go.
scenes because after
There
she
you go.
stopped filming
There you
after Rome, everything kind of got, canned. And they had to somehow clean it up and wrap it up in a pretty bow and say, okay, we have 16 episodes. Here you go. We're done. Now, even Charlie Sheen's ex recently came out and blasted Denise, put her on blast and says she sleeps with other women.
She did.
Yep.
Read what she said. Okay. And listen, before I read this, are we really going to trust Charlie Sheen's ex, who's probably even more thirsty than Brandi? But I'm going to read it. It's okay. I'm going to do my job. So her name is Brett Rossi, said that she absolutely believes that Brandi Glanville and Denise Richards hooked up before dropping the bomb. I know this because I've seen photos of Denise sleeping with other women. First of all, I'm like, what kind of photo was that? Like, but anyways, we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I think she actually witnessed it because don't forget.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used to all be in orgies together. Yeah.
Oh, right. That was is she the Thanksgiving hoe that she gave Thanksgiving food to her?
No,
she's in the parking lot.
This one was a porn star, and she was a more stable person in their tropals or whatever they used to do their polyamorous relationship.
Okay, got it. Dad, are you proud of me yet? Look where I am. Anyways, let me keep reading this messiness. So I know she likes women as well as men, Brett said. And then Brett goes on to say, I feel like maybe Denise feels like being bisexual, having some sort of open relationship would tarnish her quote unquote good girl / saint image she worked all these years to create, which is kind of back to what John was saying about her show and, the relationship with her dad. Like, I think she wanted to curate this certain image. And sometimes when you curate that image, kind of like Lisa Vanderpump, when it backfires in such a big way because people think of you as kind of like a saint. So it can really backfire. And I think, I don't know if I believe Brett, but it's not really that shocking anymore after what we've heard already. So
I know. I mean, I kind of believe Brett because she was around during those times and she saw a lot, but she was also high on crack most of the time. So it's a sticky situation.
Crack? All right.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, crackheads, they make the best witnesses. I don't know if the crack preserves their brains or what, but you'd be surprised,
You heard it here first. Crack preserves your brain.
And their skin too. Like, I'll see former crackheads years later and their skin looks impeccable. You're like, what the hell? How do you look so good?
By the way, we're not advertising people do crack to fix their acne. Monica, let's quickly say that. Don't take crack to fix your acne. Okay.
I don't know. Okay. And then next week, guys, you're going to see, they're going to throw, like I said, Denise under the bus even more. And they're going to bring up, and they're going after Denise's credibility, right? Because they're trying to establish she's a liar and she's not trustworthy. And they're going to bring up a 2-decade-old affair that Denise had with her former best friend's husband, Richie Sambora. Now, this happened like 20 years ago, but why it's relevant today is because Brandi brought it up last night on Watch What Happens Live, that Heather Locklear reached out to her and said, thank you, Brandi. Finally exposing like this liar and this fraud, because Denise and Heather 20 years ago were close friends. They were like BFFs, best of buddies, the orgies, the drugs or whatever, they were really running the streets hard. And Heather was going through a divorce from Richie Sambora, confiding in Denise, telling her all her marital problems. And meanwhile, Denise was sleeping with Richie. Now, I know some of you might like to think, oh no, Denise didn't hook up with Richie until after he left Heather. But no, number one, he was still married to Heather. They were going through a divorce. And number two, the affair happened while he was happily married to Heather. Wow. So just for clarification, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, Mira, I know you had more to the story, right?
Yes. So it gets a little convoluted, but let's see if we can break it down. Okay. So basically, Denise, okay. So this is in 2016. She was caught in, 2006. They were caught in this dramatic love triangle, right? So let's see what other, you kind of mentioned it all, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to add to this.
Next week at the
I think you kind of said it all. I mean, there's not much more than that because you broke down the marriage and no, it's totally fine. No, as long as the info's out there, that's all we need, right? And I think the year is important because so Denise and Richie stayed together for 6 years. So, I mean, that's a pretty significant relationship. And then obviously after that, it was Charlie Sheen. So I think Denise is just such a, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's kind of like a guy's girl. Like, I feel like she would burp and fart in front of guys. And I think she ends up not really having a lot of close girlfriends. And she doesn't know how to, she's not like a Ramona that knows how to have 60 girlfriends. I don't think she knows how to be a girl's girl. Like, I don't think she has any girl code.
Actually, Denise and Richie divorced also in 2006. So she was going through a divorce at the time, and he was going through a divorce, and the two of them hooked up.
Got it.
Which sucks. Like, you just, makes it even worse, right? I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Would you do that to your best friend? Is that normal?
You shouldn't.
Sorry, Richie. We know you like Denise. I'm sorry, Richie. Don't cry, baby.
Let me say this. It's less about me really being a Denise fan and more of me trying to just feel like every season on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, there's a target. And I think I'm just sick of it because even though the person may be in the wrong or may have done wrong, the way they handle it and gang up on the person is always what I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
And they always pick the weakest link, don't they? The
Exactly.
person gang up on is the person that don't know how to defend themselves, stutters, makes up lies to defend. It's a mess. Yeah, it's probably best for Denise to quit that show and just call it a day. Just be like, too much. I'm over this. It's too much. I'm just interested to see what Garcelle will do because I honestly feel that she won't leave. That's just my
about
it.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Would you guys be mad if she stayed? Like, would you think she was going back on her word, or would you just forgive her for the Patreon?
No, I mean, most people are full of shit anyway, so no, that's just normal. People say things just to say it at the time, and then they, I mean, why would you give up $1 million salary over someone that was lying about the whole thing? And that might be her excuse. It's like, I had time to reflect and look at the season and saw how things go, and I was in the dark on things. Who knows, child? It's Hollywood.
But I guarantee you she might be the next target then.
Oh, she will. Don't be surprised if next season.
Because Lisa and Kyle are not going to forget.
Oh, no. Kyle too, right? But don't be surprised. But let me tell you something. Lisa Rinna hates Garcelle. And she's playing it cool now because Garcelle's words and actions caught her off guard. But don't be surprised if next season you see her sitting down having tea or lunch with Garcelle's ex-husband's mistress. Don't be shocked.
You did say that. You did say that.
Because she's pissed off at her. You bring up, I mean, I would be too. Don't talk about my child. Don't do that. I don't care what issues my child have. I don't care what context it was set in. It's on now, bitch. It's on, like Donkey Kong. Okay, we gonna get into it. So yeah.
Yep. They have 3 months to prepare. That's why they have that break between filming, right? They have the time to do the research.
Yes. Do the research. Hire the PIs. Gather intel. Put together
a
possibility to anybody. And I was talking about this last night. Do you think that maybe Garcelle knew about the reel? And maybe she knew things were going south on Beverly Hills and kind of said, you know what? If Denise ain't coming back, I'm not going to come back, as a way of getting out of Beverly Hills to be on the reel. Picking up what I'm putting down?
I would agree with you, but I think that Amanda Seales was there. Like, she just left like 2 months ago. So I don't know. Point. I don't think it'd have to be really calculated in advance.
Yeah. unless they were planning to fire Amanda Seales, and they were having discussions with people behind the scenes as replacements. But the Real's not going to pay her. The Real can't pay the bills. It's okay. It's okay money, but it's not like Beverly Hills housewife money. You're not going to get
$50K an episode. No.
Right. They're not paying her over $1 million to film, 5 to 6 months. They're not doing that. So Orphic, thank you so much for the super chat. Orphic says, Bravo paid good money for Denise's crazy life, but since she never went that far on the show, they had no other choice but to send Brandi. Good point. I know Bravo thought Denise would be bringing in that Charlie Sheen drama, and she didn't. She was trying to portray a different, image of herself. Also, what I meant to say earlier is that I am not friends with my Grindr hookups. Oh, okay.
That's how I meet all my friends. All right. Well, agree to disagree.
Exactly. All right.
Who's Fat Phil? Hello, cutie. All right.
Oh, wasn't he? He's good looking. Who wants to call in? Do you guys want to call into the chat? Let me take a few calls, and then we'll just take a few calls. Here's the link, guys. I'll post it. I will post it on the screen. Yeah, so I don't know. Part 3 is going to be really epic. And I think that was a nail in the coffin for Denise. She's like, I'm out of here. Even though Brandi's not there, they brought enough pressure as if Brandi was there, right? It was no easy ride. That reunion was something else.
I'm almost not even as interested in it because she's left at this point. I'm kind of like, well, why are we still even, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't excite me at this point because we know she's gone.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They should have delayed the press. They should have, I know it's hard to keep that stuff contained, but they should have really done a good job of like at least having the third part come out and then this news come out, because it's like, like you said, it's like finding out who The Bachelor is. You're not going to watch it anymore. Like I'm kind of over it. And when you saw how good the Atlanta reunion was on Zoom, this is so boring. This is so boring. Like Sutton is the best part. And actually Sutton DM'd me and said that she thinks we're all very funny. So Sutton, she does, yeah. So she said we're all very funny. That's really awesome. So she's like the best part of the reunion. What was that?
I said that's awesome. Okay, let me add Haley to the chat. Hey, Haley.
Hey, Monica, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, honey?
I'm good. I'm going to try my best to be as succinct as possible. Okay. So, Juan, we're watching this show, and we're supposed to be watching the reality of these people's lives. And why do we, for weeks and weeks and weeks, we just watch them piling up on this one person? I mean, all of them have, bones in their closet. You never hear about it, but every season they set up one person and there's just pick on them for some nonsensical, stupid reason. That is an insult to the public's intelligence,
Absolutely.
It's just ridiculous. And, people like Rinna is like a Nene, like a Tamra Judge, where Andy, who has no morals whatsoever, uses that person to stir up drama and whatever. And that person feels that, they're Andy's favorite, they're Andy's pet, until he doesn't need them anymore. And then he just tosses them aside like he did Tamra Judge and like he does Nene.
Vicky, and Nene,
And the thing is that anybody with any kind of class or anything that goes on that show, it's hard to keep your composure, because they put you in all these contrived situations, and sometimes they're telling lies or they're exaggerating. So I think that Garcelle should just exit stage left. Let them go to
you. I agree with you. Thank you for calling in, Haley, and you have a great weekend. Well, join us tomorrow for the Real Housewives of New York recap. We'll be back tomorrow. Okay, honey. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Haley.
I'm going to add DR to the chat. Hi, DR.
Hi. How are you guys? I'm so glad that you took my call. I was basically going to follow up with what Haley said, because I don't know a whole lot about Erika and her son and her husband. And then the other ladies as well, they just gang up on one person. And when I'm watching it, I want to see about everybody's lives. I don't want to just see about what's going on with Denise and whether she's bisexual or gay or whatever. I want to see all the other ladies and what they're doing in their personal lives. Why we don't get to see that?
That's true. I agree. Very good point. They got skeletons to hide. That's why, you know.
Yeah, and Rinna as well. Her husband isn't all that great, you know, and I'm not talking about anyone's kids or anything, but I want to hear about their personal lives as well. And I don't even get to hear a whole lot about what they doing as far as work is concerned. So the whole season, to me, shouldn't have been about Denise and this relationship she supposedly have had with Brandi.
Good point. I know. And it got tired quick, didn't it? I mean, seriously.
It did.
It did. It sure did. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We really, really appreciate you, honey.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Bye, honey. Bye. Take care.
Can I add something real quick?
No, I'm gonna.
She's committed.
Just we never mentioned it before. The $5,700 a month that Amelia is paying for her apartment, that she's paying all on her own.
Yeah, right.
Come on, like I was like, oh no.
Richie said it. That's right, Richie.
Like she's like, oh, she's paying $5,700 a month, and it's all her money. And I was like,
but is she getting paid to be on the show?
No.
What is she doing again? They have the clothing line?
Is she supermodel Janice Dickinson from the 80s that she could afford all this money?
Apparently,
Sorry,
John.
That's a lot for a one bedroom in LA. In LA, a one bedroom should not be that expensive.
That's really expensive. But
well, she
I
does
don't
have
know.
marble countertops and a doorman, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
A high-end building. Okay, I'm gonna add Bernice to the stream. Hi, Bernice.
Hey.
Hey, Bernice.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Richie. Hey, Amir. Hey, John.
Hi, sweetheart.
When they was interviewing Marty, your face was killing me.
Well, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I have a horrible poker face, but I'm going to work on that.
Okay. But looking at the reunion last night, it was boring. I didn't like the way that they was ganging up on Denise because it's a tired subject. I didn't like the way that they dismissed Garcelle when they didn't show the whole clip to explain why she said that to Rinna, and did not one of them who was in there say a word, and that really pissed me off. Like that's I'm looking at all of y'all sideways now, like okay. So and I'm sorry, Amir, but Teddi need to go find her a pink house. Because, you know, she doesn't.
What's her name's house? Her pink house is up in the market.
Yes, she need to go buy. She need to go buy and find Diana in the house and call it a night, because she when she was trying to cap on Garcelle, I'm looking at her like, boo. You still in the sand cage. This is big kid. Go back to the sandbox. You're not ready for this.
That's true. That's true. Good point, Bernice.
And when I looked at live with Brandi on there, she looked like Crypt Keeper. when they did a collage of her over the years, she was beautiful. Too much plastic surgery. And then you're looking at her like, damn, she don't look the same as when she first started the show.
That's true.
I'm looking like, okay, no boo. Crypt Keeper. That's her new name, Crypt Keeper. That's what she looks like.
Hang tight. My backstage is filling up, but don't go anywhere. I might bring you back on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, hang tight.
Bye, Bernice.
Bye. Hi, Kim.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Garcelle is my favorite. I'm so glad that they finally added someone with some flavor to the show. But I was a little disappointed in her last night for not checking Teddi. When Teddi came at her and tried to mom shame her, well, you tried to come to us and you didn't pull Lisa Rinna aside, but none of y'all pulled Denise aside. You, Teddi, specifically did not pull Denise aside about this rumor that she's having sex with Brandi or that she was talking about you. So why do you feel like Garcelle needs to pull anybody aside? And then for Lisa Rinna to not defend Garcelle, her friend of 20 years, and say, well, we're supposed to be bringing our real lives to the show, so why are you mad at Garcelle for bringing your real life onto the show and talking about it? Why is that an issue? So everybody else's real life can be a part of the show except for their real life. That pissed me off that Garcelle didn't kind of check them on that.
Good point.
Garcelle did backpedal a little, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, with Kyle too. I was expecting her to go a little bit harder on Kyle, and she was kind of being too nice.
I was surprised that all of the ladies didn't kind of go a little harder on Kyle, because the first 4 episodes were Kyle running off crying the same way that they were mad at Denise running off crying. So I'm like, why is it okay for Kyle to run off crying, but not Denise? And then Kyle really does feel like she's the new Lisa Vanderpump, because she's like, that's not how we do it on this show. Who are you to say how things go on the show? You're not production for the show. Right. That's not the way we do things. So I don't like Kyle anymore. I still love Garcelle, but I was disappointed that she didn't give them the real flavor that they needed for the show. And I really feel like if they keep Lisa Rinna, if they don't bring a Nicolette Sheridan or somebody to really come at Lisa Rinna, I can't really watch it anymore, because we already know how the season is going to play on unless they bring somebody to kind of come at Lisa Rinna.
Good points. Good points. Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye, Kim.
See you tomorrow on the New York recap, okay? All right. Yeah. Okay, girl. Bye. I'm going to add Mabel. Hey, Mabel. See you tomorrow on the New York recap, okay? All right. Okay, girl. Bye. That's weird. Let me add April. Hey, April.
Hey, April.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, girl.
How y'all doing?
Hey, girl.
I don't know. I'm ready for New Housewives. This is like this whole season. I think Denise could have been exceptional, but she just isn't there. She clearly there's something else going on, because she was a lot stronger last season, but I think that's because she had more support. But she seems like something else is going on. I can't put my finger. I'm sure y'all will find out the tea post reunion, but something else is going on, and I hope Garcelle stays. But she's so booked, I doubt she will. And I think she was also disgusted on how much production is starting to intervene lately in all of the seasons. How they're just jumping in conversations. They're more vocal on the confessionals, and it just it takes away that element of, we know they're throwing stuff in the background, but now it's literally looking like a production stage play at this point. And
good point.
It takes away. We'll never see someone toss a table and say, prostitution whore. We'll never get that again, because production is so in the mix and
so involved.
Yeah, and I wanted so much more, but the editing, and Andy is becoming, I hate to say it, he's kind of turning into like a cross between Mona Scott and Carlos King, and I don't want him to go there.
Oh God. Wow.
Listen, I enjoy both of them, but they have become so involved in production that, Love and Hip Hop and those other shows, they're utterly ridiculous now. Like they lost any cute campiness they had in the very first seasons because, managers are so involved. And I think Housewives is losing that. And that's why they're going to have to get all new Housewives.
I agree.
All of them?
Well, a chunk. I mean, would you really miss Teddi and Eric? Nobody would care. 2 boom operators off site. No one would care. Moving on.
I love Teddi.
Teddi wasn't even on several episodes. We wouldn't have even missed her. She'd be like, oh, what? So I know you love her. somewhere she
Okay.
may be sweet, but man, she is walking NyQuil. But
That's
I think that I think if we get some
Jesus
new housewives, it will be exciting. And I'm just gonna keep watching y'all because y'all keep uncovering like that
Walking
Yolanda tea from
NyQuil.
earlier. I'm ready to hear more about that. That
Oh,
Hadid
yeah.
tea.
Mhm.
But thanks y'all.
Bye, Abe. Thank you, April. You're always so beautiful and funny. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Bye, honey.
April, I'm going to use that walking NyQuil, by the way. I'm stealing that from you. Just FYI
Hi,
Right.
now.
Latoya.
She has
Hi,
enough
how are
hate.
you?
My God.
Sorry to
Hi.
keep you waiting. Hi.
First off, I just want to say, what was
We
I
can't
going to
hear you,
say about
honey.
Erika?
Talk up a little bit, honey. We can't hear you.
Oh, this is like a
Okay, hold
sex
on one
place.
second. Let me turn off my earphones because I think that's the problem. Okay, can you hear me now?
Much better. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's my thing with regards to Erika. I'm not quite sure why she's still on the show. And what I noticed is, I don't know why, but they seem to be very afraid of her. Like nobody wants to step on Erika's toes. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing with regards to Andy. So I love the Housewives. I live for all the Housewives franchise, like all the franchises. I love them. But Andy, I think there's a lot of truth to what Nene and Mariah are saying. Andy is very biased. I was watching the reunion from Atlanta, and every time Nene and one of the other girls would start like yapping and going off on each other, he would mute them, right? And he's very quick to tell them, hold on, I just let her talk, let her talk. But when Rinna kept going on about gaslighting and going off on Denise, he really was not taking control of her, like just shutting up. He didn't do none of that. I don't like that part.
That's true. Good point.
And I hate to play the race card, but I'm starting to feel like he's a little bit more lenient on the Beverly Hills Housewives than he is on the Atlanta Housewives. I don't like that part. It's starting to kind of irk me out. I don't know if maybe I'm the only one who notices that, but he's very soft and understanding when it comes to the Beverly Hills Housewives. I really don't like that. And last week, I forgot to mention this last week. I didn't like how Rinna was telling Denise that, oh, your kids watch the show and like going off on her about her kids. Like, those are my kids. How are you going to tell me what my kids do when they live in my house with me? Like, who are you, Rinna?
Yeah, she took it too far. I agree.
She took it too far. And with regards to the kids, Erika's one person who's always like very protective of her son. She wants no mention of him on social media. She hides. Like, why are they attacking Denise so hard about her kid? If her kids were watching the show and she put her kid up to saying, oh, I felt uncomfortable about the whole whatever they were talking about, threesomes or whatever, that's her business. Let her kid do what she wants to do. Denise is the only person who can say anything about her child. I don't like how they kept going about her kids. That was tacky.
That's
That
true.
was classless. It showed that Rinna is nothing but a show pony. She will do anything for a check. She's old and tired, and quite honestly, she needs a burger. I'm sorry.
Ooh, the burger too.
On that note, Latoya, thank you so much for calling in. Join us tomorrow for the Real Housewives of New York recap.
I will.
And thank you, honey. We appreciate your perspective. Bye. Okay, y'all. This was so much fun. I'm so sorry to everyone in the backstage. Because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. We can't get to everyone today, but this was a lot of fun as usual, right? Always a lot of fun. And we really do appreciate you and all the super chats. Thank you. I'm sorry. Singe sent one as well. Thank you for the $10, Singe. I saw that. Stay safe and stay blessed. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow for the Real Housewives of New York recap. We love you. Bye, y'all. Bye.